Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Confidence Culture Conversations. And today we are on episode 73. But before we get into it, let's just get the greetings out of the way. Kirubai, how are you?
I'm good, Elizabeth. Thank you. Thank you for once again making time. I know it's holidays, and little Janaya I know she wants you to take her all over and spend some time. But you know what? Giving time for confidence culture conversations and having a nice chat over a cup of tea. I think it'll be lovely. It's lovely, and I know you had an exciting weekend.
I did have an exciting weekend, and it's leading up to another couple of weeks of exciting weekends. No, yes, we had a lovely weekend. So we were away with our church for a retreat.
Mm-hmm.
We left on Friday afternoon, came back on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
It was a lovely time away. It was nice to be with church family.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice to worship and just be in the presence of the Lord and just enjoy Him, and yeah, just be away from your normal environment, which is always necessary. It's always a good thing. So yeah, and I guess it also fits in quite well with our conversation today about pursuit for happiness.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, you have to shift your environment, or you have to change certain things about your environment in your pursuit of happiness. So yeah, and no, it was a lovely weekend. I'm glad you were able to.
Anywhere nice? You did you go?
So we went to a place called Ashburnham.
Oh, all right. I love that place. It's a
So yeah,
beautiful place.
I had never been.
Oh,
So
haven't
it
you?
was nice to go.
Oh, all right. I've been there. I love that place.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely retreat center. I think
Hmm.
my only downside, my biggest downside was the food. But hey, you don't necessarily go on a retreat for the food.
Okay, all right. I was there for a long weekend, also on a retreat. It was fine. It was a beautiful place. The surroundings is so beautiful, no?
No, the surroundings are beautiful. See, Bernice says she would like to go. Hey, Bernice, all the way from
I
America. Whoop, whoop. Bernice, if you had more time while you were here in a few weeks' time, we could have gone there. But it's a lovely Christian retreat center. Um, and people literally go there and have personal retreats or group retreats. And I think what I loved about it was even just a dedicated space of prayer,
Mhm.
which was really nice. And because the grounds are so lovely, you could literally just do some prayer walks around the grounds as well. So that was really, really nice. I loved it. Kiruba, how was your weekend?
Well, to tell you the truth, I had a very quiet weekend.
Oh, that makes
Mm.
a change.
I did have a very, very quiet weekend after having an exciting 1.5 months of having mom with me and having lots of guests coming in and having you know having barbecues and lunches and dinners and teas in the garden. It was quite a good restful weekend, even though Robert and I spent some time cleaning our shed. We just wanted to sort out our shed, which was in a disarray for the last 3 years.
Oh wow. But that shed looks really lovely. Like from the outside, right? When you see the bright yellow that you guys have chosen to paint it with, it gives you beach vibes. Like you feel like you're at the beach right in your backyard.
Yeah, but you know what? Inside it was in a total mess. But I'm so glad that we made time to clear it and bring it to a standard where I know I like to see things where I can really get within reach.
Mm.
But I'm going to go away from tomorrow for a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we are going to celebrate our 14th wedding anniversary on Thursday. So, so we just thought we'll take a little break away from the norm to pursue. a different sort of happiness.
Oh, oh, a different sort of happiness, she says. Okay, well, happy anniversary to you and Robert in
Thank
advance
you.
of
Thank you.
Thursday. Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, we just wanted to just relax and just enjoy for a bit and then come back to the norm of life. You know, September is going to be quite a busy month for all of us. And I know it's starting, kick starts in end of August, and then it kind of picks up speed and momentum for you, Elizabeth. And I've got a couple of things booked in already. So it's going to be go, 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 go. So you know what? Let's take a break. Yeah.
Absolutely. While we're talking about September and the various different things happening in September, I'm not sure if Bernice is still on, but on let me get the date right. I think it's the 21st of September.
Yes.
Tunji, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the
Yes, you are
21st of
right.
September,
21st. Yes.
we are having the Christian Business Owners Summit in London. Woohoo! So, for those that don't know about the Christian Business Owners Summit, it's one that is organized by Bernice Lohman. She's based in America, and she likes to have it in different locations every year as the Lord leads her. So last year was in Kenya, and this year it's coming to London. So if you are a Christian business owner in and around London, or if you're outside of London and you want to travel in for it, hey, why not? You know, Bernice is coming over with a number of people from America, and they're going to be speaking at the event. So it's going to be a great time. So we're looking forward to it. We've met Bernice last year when she came to our Kingdompreneurs Summit, and she spoke amazingly well on, media and Christians and how we need to get into AI and things like that. So
Yes, that's right.
I can't wait. We can't wait. Like Cindy says, we can't wait. And Kiruba, you're going to be part of it as well, aren't you?
Yes, I
Um,
am.
so hey, come and join us at the summit. And of course, there's so many different other things happening. Like Kirubai said, this weekend I am in 2 locations. Hey, this is one of those weekends where I wish I could just like divide myself up. But I am spending the morning and early afternoon in Birmingham on Saturday at a women's event. And then in the afternoon, I'm heading off to Milton Keynes because they're having a day long event for Kingdom entrepreneurs, I will say. So the event is basically launching the couple Natalie and Lewis are launching their Kingdom Approach business, and it's a directory for Christian business owners. So hey, we're all about Christian business owners here today. So they're launching that in Milton Keynes, and the day is basically packed with speakers, and it ends with like a dinner and awards in the evening. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a packed day, but it's going to be exciting. If you are in London, Milton Keynes is not far. Like you can just jump on the train and you'll be there in no time. If you're in Birmingham, the Midlands, join me. It's a women's conference. So, if you know any women in Birmingham, in the Birmingham area, let them know. Like, we're going to be setting the place on fire for Jesus. The theme is at his feet. So I am really, really looking forward to it. Yes, Tunji, it's going to be amazing. And while we are on it, I'm going to keep quiet once I finish talking about events because we said it's going to be busy. So later on in September, I think it's the weekend of the 14th of September. Tunji, correct me if I'm wrong. We are back in Milton Keynes for a weekend event. It's a Christian event again, and I'll be speaking on the Saturday, and my husband Tunji will be part of the Sunday celebration worship service. So we are really looking forward to that again. So it looks like, September is between London and Milton Keynes or something like that. And then after Bernice's event, I am off to America. Woohoo! I will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, speaking at the Bold and Brave conference. So if you are in the area or know anybody in the area, like Let's connect. I am looking forward to going to America and just making some connections.
And you didn't mention the date, Elizabeth.
For which one?
America.
America. So it starts on the evening of the 27th, and
Okay.
then on the 28th we are having like a businessy kind of day where we are getting equipped and empowered. On the Friday, there's going to be some mental health training as well. And I think you get a certificate after attending the training, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So come on, come and be in the room. There's so many amazing things going on in and around us that you can't afford to miss out on what is going on. Sometimes we are stuck in our own little corners and we never go out. But there are benefits to going out. There's benefits to going out, meeting people. There's benefits to stepping out and doing new things, things that you might be afraid of. Some of us say we are introverts. I don't say that, so hey. But
No way. No way.
some people say they're in. Well, Tuji says he's an introvert, and I'm always like, really? But some people say they're introverts, and because they're introverts, they don't like mixing and going to large events. But you know what? They say that your
Network.
network is your net worth.
Network. Yeah.
And one way to grow your network is to go to events. So, for those that are single, even better, go, because you never know who you are going to meet in the room. For those, you might be even looking for someone to do a collaboration with. Me
Mhm.
and Kirubai, yes, we connected on social media, but it was when she came to the Kingdompreneurs Summit that we really like hit it off, and this collaboration was birthed. So you never know who you are going to encounter by being in a room. And sometimes you might go to this place and you think, I'm the only one here, what am I even doing here? But God has something for you, that's why you are there. So yeah, like there's going to be some amazing things happening in the month of September. And let me not forget, if you're a Christian woman, on 7th of September, Women Aglow, we meet in Paddington. So let me throw that in there as well, because
Yep.
hey, there's every weekend in September is taken, basically.
Yep.
It's taken. But do you know what? I think it's a new season, and we're excited for the things that God is doing. September is usually the beginning of the Hebraic year, isn't it? As well. So like this, yeah, like God is moving, God is shifting things. So let's go with it. Let's go with the flow. Oh, hi, Sister Deborah Franklin. Sorry, my camera
Woo!
flipped. So Sister Deborah Franklin is also coming in from America for the Christian Business Owners Summit.
Hello.
So
Hello.
like
Hello.
you don't want to miss the connections that you can make, or just the people that you can interact with. The only way that it's going to happen is by getting in the room. I know that there are some you can join the summit virtually, but hey, get in the room. Get in the room. Right. um, I am going to keep quiet now. And yes, we can't wait to meet you too. So, Kirabai, over to you. Pursuit of happiness. Let's talk about it.
Hey, you know, when I was just browsing through today and thinking about what title can we unpack. And I know for a fact you said no, but you know what? I know you've been posting a lot about happiness on social media. And
I know why you say that now, because I'm signed up to it's called what is it called? The happiness. Wait, I know it. Oh my days, the name has gone out of my head. But there is an initiative, or should I say an app out there,
mhm, yes,
that
it's not.
is
Yes, that's right.
it it's set up to encourage people in the area of happiness. So Action for Happiness, it's called.
Yeah.
And it's a worldwide thing. It started during the pandemic, because people were going through mental health struggles. So it's an app out there called Action for Happiness. So sorry to interrupt you,
No, no,
Kirubai. That,
I think it's a good
that
plug.
that's what I keep sharing.
So as you were sharing that, what really attracted me was the colors. It's so vibrant and it kind of stimulates your brains and your senses and your creativity. And I was thinking, hey, this vibrant post, we got to talk about this happiness. And you know what, Elizabeth? You
Mhm.
are a epitome of happiness. You're always
Hey.
having a very positive outlook to life. And if when I come with a challenge, you kind of always spin it around and say, hey, let's think about it this way. And that's what really, look at you, you're happy. And somebody I know commented recently that, what, two very happy people. Sometimes I can be a little bit of grums. I must admit. But you know what? We have a good time laughing and chatting away like we've known each other all our lives, and that is the inherent joy, the happiness that we carry. It's because I'm bringing, because we are women of faith. We have
Mm.
always got something to look forward to, and that's the joy of the Lord. So, but coming back to happiness, you are a epitome of happiness, Elizabeth.
Don't
So,
make me shy.
oh, you being shy, no way.
The introvert in me will come out.
No, no, no. You're never an introvert. Never an introvert. So, to pursue happiness is a lifelong task, I would say. It's a task. It is something that you have. It doesn't come involuntarily. It is something that you have to be very mindful, and you have to pursue it with intentionality.
That's it. Mm.
And our circumstances around us can be gloom and doom, but happiness is within your hand's reach. So with that in mind, why do we need to be happy? One of as I was doing a little bit of research this afternoon, and one of the things is happiness is the bubbling of joy within yourself. And when
Mm.
you have that bubbling and bubbling feeling, it reminds me of that old Sunday school Sunday school song. It's bubbling, it's bubbling, it's bubbling in my soul. So it actually promotes a healthy lifestyle. It promotes health. Happiness is equivalent to healthy lifestyle.
Mm.
And it's so strange when you go deep down and look at things. If you're happy, everything around you is happy.
Mm.
Something magical happens. But yet but yet let me finish. But yet it's something that you have to be very intentional about. Over to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I would say that happiness is contagious.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Pauline. Thank you for joining us this evening. Lovely to
Hello.
see you here. So yes, happiness is contagious. Like you can walk into a room with like a bag of happiness, and you can spread your happiness around the room. You really can. Now, sometimes when I work with the Fix Up team and we go into schools and we speak to young people and we're talking about one of the things we talk about actually is happiness. And sometimes we say to them like happiness is a choice, and
Mm,
they don't get it. Like when there's so much evil going on in the world, how can I be happy when there's so much drama going on around us? How can we be happy when there is so much killing and sickness and all of this? How can we choose to be happy? And one of the things that I say to them is, because some people talk about, all I want in this world is to have as much money as I can have. But life has shown us that it's not all about money. You
money
can have
doesn't
all the
matter.
money in the world and be unhappy. And I was it last week or the week before when we had about the super yacht that sank?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that really hit me is like death doesn't care how rich you are.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It does not care how rich you are. The net worth of the people that drowned in that yacht,
Wow.
we might never know.
But the owner
But
was a billionaire, you know?
they had money. They had money. But death still came knocking at their door. You hear of people who are rich, who are millionaires, billionaires, and they commit suicide. So really, it's not about the money. So you can be pursuing money, but actually take a moment and stop. Ask yourself, what am I really pursuing? Instead, why not think about what are the things that make me happy? Because the things that make you happy are going to give you a good well being. The things that make you happy are good for your mental well being, they're good for your emotional well being, they're good for your health, your
Wow.
physical well being.
Health is wealth, hey?
Health is wealth. You know, Pauline likes using that statement, my health is my wealth. Um, and honestly, if you are unhappy, it has a ripple effect on the rest of your life. It has a ripple effect on your relationships. Instead of being unhappy, you know that unhappy people die early.
And unhappy people don't have friends.
No, no, seriously. Like, if all you do is like you've just got this negative energy that's bouncing off you, it just doesn't work. You walk into a room and no one wants to be around you. They all run away. They all scatter because they don't want the unhappiness, the negativity to rub off on them. But
Mhm.
if you walk in with happiness, people are like, "Oh, you're radiating. There's something about you that we're just drawn to you." You know, it's funny because when we went for the retreat this weekend, so something that me and my family do, we love to worship. We love to worship, and we worship with joy, we worship with happiness, we worship with everything that we are. Like, we dance. We don't just worship God standing there being still. We worship God, we move, we make sounds, and Janaya joins in. And it's funny because we were at this retreat, and there were probably like over 200 people at this retreat.
Wow.
But after the worship nights that we were having, people kept on approaching us and saying, "Oh my gosh, the way you and your family worship, it's inspiring. It brought tears to my eyes. It brought me so much joy just watching you guys worship." But we worship from a place of joy and happiness, a place of like, I am grateful. I know the person in whom I am worshiping,
Mm.
and so I think when we talk about pursuing happiness, it's really a question of asking yourself, what am I pursuing in life? Is it going to bring me the happiness? Am I pursuing success that I can enjoy all by myself? Because at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We're all going, like, reality news flash, breaking news, we're all going to die. We're all like, it's going to happen at some point.
In our
It's
lives,
going
yeah.
to happen. Like, you don't need, it's not a surprise. You know that one day you're going to be called home. I don't know which home, depending on if you're a Christian or not, but one day the call will come, and you will have to go. And it's going to be that question of, what were you pursuing in life? Because there are people who pursue all these things. I remember one time reading an article of somebody who was just pursuing, money and riches. And when he died, he wanted to be buried with all his riches, to the point that they buried him with his car. I don't know how true it was, but I read it somewhere. But it's
Ridiculous.
one of those things. What are you pursuing in life? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you happiness? If it doesn't, just ask yourself if the sacrifice is worth it for your well-being.
Mm. You know, this spurs me up to think that your happiness, who is the foundation of your happiness?
Mm,
No, you're talking about worshiping God. You know, you know the person of Jesus, and you know that He is your Savior. So you know that He is there for you yesterday, today, and forever. So when you pursue, when your foundation is right, when you're building that foundation on the right person, be it a bad day or a good day or an excellent day, you
Mm,
still pursue that happiness. So your foundation has to be right.
absolutely.
Your, who you're building that happiness with, is it the world, or is it the supernatural God that we love and serve?
Mm,
Because he's there waiting for us. I know a lot of us say it's the universe, the other person, or the person we do not know. But you know what, Elizabeth and I, we know this person, the person of
mm,
Jesus, and we love him, and that brings us joy and happiness, knowing our life is secured in him.
mm,
So that assurance causes us to be happy. Not money, not fame, not accolades, but our foundation in Christ. It
mm.
brings us happiness. I know I sound like a preacher woman, but I had to plug this in because I think that's our foundation, right, Elizabeth?
No, you know what? You're right, because like sometimes I get asked like, why you always happy? The reality is I also go through hardships in life.
Yeah, we
Like
all
this
do.
first, my husband can come and testify to that. Yeah, there are good days and there are bad days, but you have to choose, what am I going to focus on? I remember one time reading somewhere that happiness is based on the happenings, on things that are happening, and joy is just like, it's joy is just something deep down inside it. It's not about the things that are happening around you. And it's funny because my other name is Joy. So
Oh,
maybe that's why I'm always happy. I don't know. But we have to remember that the things that we focus on, the thoughts that we focus on, will drive our lives, will drive our emotions. And so if you're focusing on the things that are going wrong, like, you're not going to find happiness in that. If you focus on the things that are not working, you're not going to find happiness in that. So you have to somehow shift your focus. That's why having like an attitude of gratitude helps. And yes, like Pauline says, her foundation is in Christ. And when your foundation is in Christ, like, it doesn't mean that you don't have problems in life. We do. But your problems are not the end of you. And
mhm.
we know the end of the story. He is victorious. We are victorious because we are in him. So, and the Bible says, the joy of the Lord is my strength. So you might be unhappy for a moment, but don't remain in that. And I'm not saying that when bad things or negative things happen, just remain, no, it will look like you're in denial, but don't remain in a place of of anger and happiness and sadness, because it's evident. You can see when someone walks into a room, they carry something. You're carrying a weight of something. What is the weight that you carry when you walk into the room? Like, Kiruba, you know me, I like wearing bright colors, and bright colors have a way of brightening up the room. Like, you walk in with this bright color and it's like, whoa.
There
You
she
bring
comes.
something else into the room.
There she comes. Actually, happiness, it combats stress, and it protects your heart. How many people these days, how many people die of a heart attack because of stress,
Mm,
of work life, stress of family life, stress of not having enough finances, with this inflation and prices going up, and today's papers, they said our taxes are going up. All that will cause stress, and eventualities is it affects our well-being, our heart in particular.
mm,
And we have to protect our heart, because out of it comes issue of life.
that's it.
An issue of life is it gives life to your whole body, mind, and spirit, and in our soul. So
Mm,
You have to practice gratitude to have that happiness bubbling within your soul.
Mm, absolutely. I love what Pauline is saying, that she has to remember that she can do all things
Mm,
through Christ who strengthens her, especially during difficult times. And I
yes.
think that's the beauty of us as Christians, is being able to have our faith as the foundation, our faith to rely on, being able to hold on to the word that God has given us, and it gives us a sense of hope.
Mm,
Sometimes people are unhappy because they have no hope.
mm-hmm,
All they're seeing is this dark tunnel, and they can't see an end to the darkness. They can't see an end to the struggles that they're facing. They can't see an end to what life is throwing at them. But do you know what? Your situation is not the end of you. Your situation does not define you. Where you are today is not the end of you. As far as you still have breath in your lungs every day that you wake up, that is hope. That is hope. It's hope that things can change. It's hope that things can get better. And sometimes it takes looking at things from a different perspective. Because when you look at, we talked a few weeks ago about, about your perspective and how you see things, whether you're the glass half full or glass half empty kind of person, that can affect, like, that sense of happiness. If you're always seeing the glass as half full, it's going to lead to an unhappy life. And nobody wants to be connected to an unhappy person, because it drags you down, it brings you down. It can bring illness, it can bring physical illness. Like, honestly, sometimes we don't realize the that happiness can affect our health. But do you know what it is? It Happiness releases those endorphins.
mm-hmm,
They release the happy drug, the happy pill in our body, and it positively impacts our well-being.
mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that you're pursuing, ask yourself, am I going to find happiness in this? Because at the end of the day, like, let me use the example of, if you are pursuing a dream, if you're pursuing a dream, and I mentioned last week about John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test, and he asks 10 questions in that book. But one of the things he talks about is the fact that when you're pursuing a dream, there's some sacrifices that you will have to make. And when you're pursuing your dream, there's some people who've pursued their dream to the point that their family has broken down, their marriage has broken down, like, relationships have broken down, because they've been so focused on pursuing the dream. So at the end of the day, you're successful in pursuing your dream, but you have no one to enjoy it with.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point? What's the point in that? To achieve success, but to be on your own, and you have nobody to enjoy the success with.
Sounds so sad.
It does. It does. Thank you, Pauline. Every day I'm so grateful for my creative skills. They enable me to think outside of the box. And that's what
Well
we have
done.
to do. Like, your day might not be going the way that you want it to go.
How are
But
you going to turn around? Yeah. How are you going to
what
turn
can
it?
you be grateful for?
Yeah. Yeah. How are you going to turn it around? That unpleasantness that you have in front of you. How are you going to turn it around to be to be working as an advantage to you? And that creative element will cause hope and happiness within you. Oh, I have conquered something today, and that gives you a
Mm,
lot of joy. And and as a woman, I'm talking about something that's a little still on the subject of health. As women, and some of you know that I'm pursuing a course on menopause. And um, and one of the things, because of the women and their mood changes, so because of what's going on, the chemical imbalance in yourself, the hormones that goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And um, and because of that, when you're in a state of mind, your state of mind is a bit unstable.
mm,
Actually, a lot of these things with research now, they've said that the state of your mind and the state of where your heart is also can drive you to have dementia,
Wow.
and that's something that's alarming. And dementia now, it's on the increase with women who are having menopause.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So happiness is the key that will unlock
Mm.
mental health, that will keep all these kind of diseases at bay. Yes, of course, there are other contributions like food. If you take too much of sugar, it's not good for your mental health. And oh, okay, Pauline, better finish. so, so you know what? It's so many things that is tied up to our health and well-being,
Mm.
happiness.
Wow, it's like it doesn't cost us. It's like it's like if you knew there was this medication that you could take that could significantly impact your life and it doesn't cost you, why wouldn't you take it? Happiness. Like sadness and bitterness only makes you like grow old quicker. It wrinkles you up. But happiness keeps you looking young. Happiness keeps you looking young. And honestly, for me, I have to say that it is contagious. It is contagious. Like you don't have to walk in a room and just be sad because everyone's sad. No, you can walk into a room and bring the happiness, bring the joy into the room. And it's about the things that we're going to choose to focus on. Thank you, Tunji. It's a choice. We have to choose. I remember one time speaking to these kids in school, teenagers, and like they were like, no, miss, it can't be a choice. I can't choose to be happy when things are not working out. And I said to them, I said, look, when I was 21, my brother passed away. Now, if I chose that I'm going to be sad for the rest of my life because I miss him every day, I miss him. And the funny thing was, he was one of the loudest and happiest people I knew. My brother had this crazy laugh. He would walk into a room and like he was happiness. Like he would walk into a room and you just see it. Now I could live every single day being sad about the fact that he is gone. I could. But I have to choose. I have to choose to be happy and carry on with life and hold on to the happy memories,
Mm,
not holding on to I miss him, I miss him, I miss him, because that's going to make me sad. But actually, like, this is the gift he used to bring into the room. So carry on that legacy, because the reality is that we are all going through different situations in life. We are all going through one battle after the other. Life is throwing lemons at us. You think rich people don't have problems? Oh, they got problems. They got problems. They got problems. They do. Some people think because you have all the money in the world, you ain't got a problem. No. No, 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 no. Thank you, Pauline. Looking in the mirror and telling yourself you are beautiful and smile can help motivate elements of your happiness. Yes, they can.
yay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as I was talking about this whole people thinking that because you're rich, you don't have problems, right? Let me make reference to this divide that people like to refer to. The third world countries and the first world and all that stuff. Um, Whenever we see images, so in the Western world, they show us images of people in third world countries. I'm going to call them developing countries. Let's not call them third world countries, but they show images of these sad kids. They show these images of like people dying, people starving of hunger. And the reality is, yes, there are some people in those situations, but those people are living life happy. Like some of them are going through, some of the pictures we see paint a very negative image. They paint a very negative image of some amazing, beautiful people, beautiful countries. It's not always sad, doom and gloom. No, because when you go to those countries to visit, they look after you. They shower gifts on you. They are so happy, and you wonder, wait, hang on. I thought these people were suffering. No, seriously, like people go for mission work, they go for, they go with organizations, and they think they're gonna find people who are dying and crying, but they go there and they find happy people. Life is not centered around the things that you have. If your happiness, your joy is centered on the things that you have, you miss it. You
You
miss
missed
it.
the point. Missed the point.
It's like the Bible verse about where the man's treasure is, there is
It's
his
your
heart.
heart. Yeah.
Where is your treasure? Is your treasure in your money, your possessions? Where is your treasure? Or is your treasure in significant things like relationships? There's some relationships that, like, you need them. Your life cannot, your life will be transformed when you have these relationships around you. And so when you trade them for the pursuit of I don't know, of money, it doesn't help. It doesn't make sense. Like, I think about when I was growing up, and we didn't have much. My parents didn't have much. There were days where we got sent home because there was no school fees. That's the reality. It happened. It happened. But we didn't walk around, "Oh, the world is ending." No, we found reasons to be happy. We found ways to entertain ourselves. Just like Pauline is saying, they're able to create their own happiness with what
What?
they have.
Mhm.
And maybe this is where conversations like comparisons come into play. When we sit around making comparisons, it can destroy us. It can destroy us. You look at what you have and make do with what you have. Like, yes, pursue things that make your life better, but don't sit around saying, "Oh, look at the Joneses on the other side of the fence. They got this, they got that. Because I haven't got that, I'm going to be sad." No, you can have a happy life. You can be happy with little.
With all the amenities that we have now, with all the technology, and social media sometimes can make you very sad because it's like comparison, comparing yourself with the Joneses. But you know what? I like this verse, make melody in your heart. You know,
Mhm.
it's the scripture, right? Make melody in your heart. So, make happiness in your heart, and look out for things that, happiness can bless you with. Happiness can bless you with long life because
Mm.
you do not stress your organs. You see, when you are sad, your organs are in a place of stress. But when you are happy, your organs are also happy. And that's how God made us.
Mm.
And I said, oh, to be happy is to live long, and to live long is to enjoy your life and well being.
Choosing to be happy can add years to your life.
Yes, choosing to be happy. Yeah. And yeah, this is, I think, something that you are very familiar with. I think increasing your resilience, like how you shared about your brother, the losing of your brother, it actually increased your resilience.
Mm.
And of course, the things that I have gone through in my past has also increased my resilience today, that I'm able to put my face up without shame and smile.
Mm.
And that has caused a lot of joy, because with a story with stories like this, you touch people's lives.
You do.
Yeah. And that, you put a smile in someone's life and say, oh, and hope. You give someone hope. Oh, if this has happened to someone, and it's happening to me now, but look at them, they have transformed their lives.
Mm.
They have transitioned to something happier and purposeful, and all those events are there to push you towards being that person God created you to be
Mm.
happy and to be joyful and putting sorrow behind.
You know, happiness can greatly, greatly help our well being, particularly our mental well being. And if you're somebody who struggles with your mental health, look at your daily schedule and be intentional in scheduling things that make you
Be
happy.
happy, yeah.
Intentionally schedule things that make you happy. It could be big things, it could be small things, but be intentional. Kirby said it earlier on, you have to be intentional. So be intentional about scheduling in things that make you happy. Sometimes one of the things we do in my house is we play music and we dance because it makes us happy. It makes us happy. Sometimes we'll go and we'll take a walk. It makes us happy. Pauline can testify. I tell her sometimes when she's having tough moments, I say go out and take a walk, because the going out in the green just makes a difference. It makes a change. And we should be concerned about our well-being, because especially our mental health. Like, mental health is a conversation we don't like to have. We don't like to have conversations around our mental health. Sometimes we don't like to admit that we're struggling with mental health. But you pursuing things that make you happy can greatly, greatly impact your mental health. It's not about pursuing money, pursuing a title, pursuing a promotion. No, 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 no. Like, I can pursue my business. I can put in, some late nights, some crazy hours of working. But if my family is not happy, if my daughter's not happy, guess what? It's not going to amount to much. It's not going to help me. I remember one time when my daughter was in nursery, and her teacher made a comment. Her teacher made a comment and she said, "You guys are the happiest family we see coming in."
Mm.
She said it. And that touched my heart, because I might not be preaching the gospel to her, telling her Jesus loves you, but I can be a picture that inspires her. When she said it, I was just like, wow, I'm glad to know that, like, how we feel on the inside is radiating on the outside, and it's inspiring others.
You're talking about, what you're saying. You are the only Jesus others might see, and you're the only
That's it.
Bible people will see.
Mm,
And that's a powerful testimony.
mm.
That's a powerful testimony.
It really is. So, like, sometimes I tell people, like, the things that we are focusing on are really affecting us. Whatever is going on in here that you are replaying in your mind is affecting you. And you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision that, in spite of it all, Pauline, there was a song that you said Bishop John Francis sang about smiling. Please, what's the name of that song? But in spite of it all, you have to find something that makes you happy, something that can make you smile, something that can bring joy, something that can light you up. Because there is so much grim, there's so much going on around us. It's sad, it's depressing. Every day I'm reading, this one was stabbed, this one was killed, there was a fire. I'm like, what? What world are we living in? The other day in Manchester, a young man stabbed his mom, she died. Stabbed his sister, stabbed his dad.
How
I
can
don't
this
think my dad
happen?
is still alive.
How
But
can this happen?
these were church going people.
What happened? There's something snapped.
We have to cultivate a culture of happiness. And we have to cultivate it in our homes, in our families, in our relationships. We have to cultivate a culture of happiness. It makes a difference to your child's growth
Mm,
when you encourage them to do things that make them happy. I'm not saying go crazy and do some silly things, but allow for moments. Allow them to know that they can do the things that make them happy. It's not always, we have to be serious. No, 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 no. Crack a smile. There's a lady who has made it her life's mission. And she will stand in an area, like in a busy area, and she'll be offering free hugs and a smile. And she stands there on the streets with these bright colored clothes, and she's like, she has a banner up saying free hugs, smiles, and it just makes a difference.
it's very contagious.
It makes a difference. But I'm gonna align with what Kirubai said earlier on. Intentionality.
Yeah.
You have to be intentional because happiness is a choice. There's things around you that will not make you happy, that will make you sad, that will make you frustrated, that will make you angry, that will make you angry.
Talking about making you angry, I'm going to go back again to the to the fact that you know when women go through menopause,
Hmm.
you know, without you knowing, there's such strong mood swings because chemically something is happening within you. And I
Hmm.
was, and I've been doing a lot of research, and sometimes if you are someone who has always been happy and suddenly you have such bad mood swings, you got to check it out with your doctor. Know your body.
Hmm.
Know it's I'm talking about a little bit about health here. Know what's going on. And I just googled what are the happy foods you can take.
Mm-hmm.
and and it says foods that increase that you can increase, especially when you're going through perimenopause, menopause. A lot of vitamins and minerals, they are they are just drained away from your life, just drained away, and you feel tired all the time. So things like nutrients like proteins, up your proteins, your eggs, your omega 3s, B's, all your B12s, magnesium, antioxidants. Eat dark chocolate.
Right.
Eat dark chocolate.
I'm not a huge fan of dark chocolate, but I know dark chocolate has a
A lot
positive
of,
effect on
yeah,
us.
antioxidant. Eat dark chocolates. And if you get some very good quality ones, you will never know the difference. Especially Lindt chocolates. Yes, I can guarantee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lint is
yeah.
up there.
Yeah. Kiwi fruits are apparently good spices, apparently supposed to up your happiness, your happy moods. Like ginger, turmeric, black pepper, all these things. How how is this going to work out in your system? But it does work. And it's so strange. Happy food also includes like things like bananas, berries, fish, nuts, seeds, oats, avocados, olive oil, and whole grains. So
There you go.
basically to tell you that you need to eat healthy to keep those chaos that's happening within you, that's giving you such mood swings bay, your hormones. So your happiness, your hormones are tied to your happiness. Your happiness is tied to your hormones. As women, we go through all these things. I know, Elizabeth, you're far from it, but for those of my age, so I'm just reaching out to you. Eat eat well. Whew, they can't, because they can't, Pauline. I have to tell you that because most of the doctors, the GPs, are really not trained in this area, because nowadays women are more aware of it. So you need to know your body. You
Mm.
need to know your body. Study your cycles, and you need to know your body. So that's a little plug-in about taking care of your health and eating right to bring happiness.
That's it. That's it. So it's been a really good conversation, right? We've talked about like knowing your body and bringing in the health side to it. But well and truly, like just be intentional. Be intentional. This thing called happiness, it's not far-fetched and out there. It's not for particular people. It's not for upper
Reachable.
class people. It's not for people who have, you know, six zeros after their name. No, 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 no. Everybody can be happy. And we teach our children about happiness. We teach them about happiness. And the funny thing is, they can tell when you're not happy too.
Mhm.
They can tell when you're not happy. They can sense it. So if you are in a house where like it's just always loud and noisy and everyone's shouting and fighting against each other, just think about what are the things that you can do to just bring a bit of happiness into the place.
Thank you, Tunji.
Because it's a choice. Right? Let me give you a task. If you're watching this, let me give you a task. After watching this, I want you to think of at least 10 things that make you happy. At least 10 things that make you happy, right? And then go and look at your September schedule and try and put some of these things, or even just look at your next week's schedule. Try and put some of these things into your day to day activities. Be intentional. It could even be something as, you know, just going for a walk, if that makes you happy. My daughter, she loves watching funny videos.
Me
She
too.
said, Mommy, can we watch some funny videos? And she said, just laughing. She's cracking up. And if it's just 5 minutes of funny videos, 10 minutes of funny videos, and if you are somebody who struggles with sleep,
Mm.
find a window of time before you go to bed where you do something that relaxes you, something that
Mindfulness.
just makes you happy, something that whether it's writing down 3 things you're grateful for, 5 things you're grateful for. Because if you go to bed sad and anxious and worried, well, guess what? You're going to struggle with your sleep.
Mm.
You're not going
Listening
to
to some music, some soft music.
listening to calming music. I
Mm.
listen to like instrumentals, like worship instrumentals particularly, and they just they bring an atmosphere into the room.
Mm.
See, one of the things that I do, or one of the things I love to do, is I love to be surrounded with the right kind of music
Mm.
because it makes me happy, it encourages me, it motivates me, it inspires me, and it creates an atmosphere. Whether you like it or not,
Mm.
music will create an atmosphere. It will create an atmosphere. So you choose the right kind of music. You know, there's some music you can go into a room and you play, and everyone gets up and they're dancing. There's some songs you can even be on a train and just burst out into song with that particular song, and a lot of people will join in and they'll be laughing. Singing. Singing makes us happy. Dancing, singing, it makes us happy. Some
Mhm.
of you say you don't like the sound of your voice or you can't dance. Hey,
Yeah,
who's the judge of how well you're dancing?
yeah, that's right.
Put on a track and just move your body, like, you know, just do something because it makes you happy. It releases endorphins. Come on. Come on. It's not going to cost you. Just put a slot in your day-to-day activities. Just put a slot there. See, Pauline says, I love to watch old-time TV shows like 6 Million Man, Thunderbirds, listen to old school music. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Just like Kirubai said about knowing your body, know what makes you happy and be intentional in doing it. Any last words, Kirubai?
shall have you have the last word.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us today. Yes, happy memories. Happy memories. Do you know what? And I'm going to leave you with this one. So, one of the things my daughter loves to do is she gets my phone and she looks at pictures and videos of when she was a baby. And she said there she'll be laughing. That's her entertainment. But it makes her happy to look at those pictures. So, what is it for you?
Yeah. What
What
is
is it that works for you? Find it and be intentional in doing it. But thank you so much for joining us today because you joining us makes us
makes
happy.
us happy? Yeah. That's right. See you next week now.
It makes us happy. So thank you so much. But we will, Kirubai, are we seeing people next week or are you away?
I'll be back.
You'll be back. Oh well, everybody, see you next week then. see you
See
in
you
the
next week.
see you
I'll
in
be
the
back.
month of September. See you in the month of September. But we love you all. And if there is somebody that you know that needs to watch this and needs to listen to it,
Send
please
them the link. Yeah.
send them the link. Let them listen to it. And if you watch this later and something about it touches you or triggers something, just feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you. So feel free to reach out to us. God bless you.